What is up, faggots? Today we are doing a NBA teams tier list, uh, an NBA 2K25 teams tier list. So let's just get straight into it, guys. So the Bucks are S tier. There is an S plus tier though, but the Bucks are good because they got Giannis. I mean, like if you can just slash with him, obviously, and then they got a bunch of shooters. They got like Dame and Gary Trent, Torian Prince, AJ Green, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Chris Livingston, Ryan Rollins. Like they got a bunch of people who can shoot, plus Giannis. But that doesn't even put into account the fact that Dame is another superstar. And you can easily you can go crazy with Dame at any given moment. But Giannis is a guaranteed slashing superstar every game. And then they got, just a bunch of great shooters last year. The worst thing though is they don't have a good backup center. It's probably the worst thing. Now I got the Nets. The Nets are F tier, guys. They are probably the worst team in the game. Yeah, they're the worst team in the game. Because all they got is like Cam Thomas is like decent, like he's kind of good at he's good at he can do pick and rolls and just like take mid ranges. He's pretty good at that, but I mean, they got like Cameron Johnson, who's like a decent shooter, but he's not even like that good in this game. And then he has really bad animations, and he can't really do a lot. He can basically only just shoot, like catch and shoot threes. And then I mean Nicholas Claxton's a decent center, but he's not like that good. He's somewhat mobile, but that's kind of it. And then their backup center, Day'Ron Sharpe, is decent. He's pretty good for a backup. He's good at getting rebounds. But their starting point guard, D'Lo, is just absolutely terrible in this game. He's not even worth playing. There's like 3 point guards on that team that are better than him. Despite being lower overall, because he's just terrible at everything. So yeah, Nets are the worst team in the game. And then we got the Knicks. The Knicks are S tier because they're close to S plus tier, but I don't think they're quite S plus. Mostly because they don't really have they don't have a good, like their bench depth is pretty bad. Cause you got like off the bench, all you really have is like Miles McBride and like Mitchell Robinson, and you can also play PJ Tucker, but he's not that good. He's okay, but so you're basically running like an 8-man lineup. But they do have a really good starting 5. And Miles McBride's a really good backup point guard because he has an A plus mid range, and you can do pick and rolls and just pop mid ranges. It's a really good way to score. And then obviously like Cat at center is nice because he can shoot. You could maybe run him at power forward sometimes if you need to put someone on the bench. Like OG Anunoby has low stamina, so you have to sub him out first. And you can maybe slide Bimbo down if you don't want to put PJ Tucker in immediately. So yeah, they're S tier. They would be S plus if it wasn't for their not very good depth. Now I got the Raptors. Raptors are D tier because they don't have any like real killers on the offensive end who have good animations. Like they have Brandon Ingram who's decent, but he's not that good. And um, aside from him, they don't really have any good offensive players. Except maybe his next best player is probably like Emmanuel Quickly, even then he's not that good. And the biggest problem is that one, Scotty Barnes isn't good. He's their team's best player, but in the game he has no good animations. You know, he has a slow jumper. He's just not good in the game. But the biggest problem is that their bench has like no shooters. They have like um they have this one guy, he's like ginger who can shoot, but he's like a 70 overall. But aside from him, like no one on the bench can shoot. Like they got like Jamal Sneed. Like everyone on their bench has like a B minus 3 pointer. So it's just not very good. But you know, RJ Barrett's decent. And then the Jazz are uh the Jazz are probably D tier because uh I would say their best player is actually Colin Sexton of all people because Laurie Markkinen isn't very good. He has like a B plus mid range. No, not mid range. He has like a B plus 3 pointer, and his animations are bad. But uh, you know, like the worst thing is that like Keontae George isn't good. Like he's terrible at like finishing, and Isaiah Collier is also good. Is also bad. So then you gotta run like Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson because because their young players aren't good yet. But um, yeah, it's just not very good. It's the Jazz. So I got the Rockets. The Rockets are S because um, I mean you got a lot of options for lineups. Like you can put Amen at the point, but like well, I like to put Amen at the point, and then Jalen Green, and then Dylan Brooks, and then Tari Eason, and then Sengun. But you can also just switch things up. You can put Sengun at power forward, Adams at center. You can put Van Vliet at shooting guard when someone gets tired. And Dylan Brooks is just like an absolute sniper in this game. You can easily just go off and get like 6 threes with him. And you can also get a lot of mid ranges. His team's very athletic. Tari Eason's a great defender, great rebounder. Yeah, his team gets a lot of rebounds. Um, yeah, very good team. And they got Jock Landale as well. That's pretty good. Now I got the Pelicans. I'd say Pelicans are C tier mostly because CJ McCollum is super good in this game, and I like getting mid ranges a lot, and he has a good mid range rating. Although it's not that good, it's like B plus, but but yeah, like Draymond has an A minus mid range, but CJ has a B plus. Makes no sense. But you can put the biggest problem is the lack of size at center. Cause like you got Missy, but then you gotta put like Kelly on center, and like it just gets messy fast because we're gonna have shooting around Zion. But Zion's a really good slasher, and Trey Murphy, he's not that good in this game. Can't really shoot that well. Well, no, he can shoot. He can shoot well, but not even that well. And then that's like all he can really do. But Jose Alvarado's really good off the bench. Good shooter, good defender, and then um, yeah, that's about it. But yeah, CJ McCollum's definitely the best player here on the Pelicans. I get like 30 with him every time, if not more. And it's always really efficient. Like he goes like 11 for 13. Then we got the Lakers. Lakers are. I'm thinking either A or S. Hmm, Honestly, I think Lakers are S. Why? They might be A actually. Hmm, I think they might be. I thought I'll put them in A actually. I might change it though. But yeah, they got Luca, who's just like he just drives past everybody. Like he just gets the animation every time. And and you can put. I like to put Vanderbilt at center, but you can also put like LeBron at center. You can put Dorian Finney-Smith at center. You can put Jackson Hayes at center. Oh, you can and underrated player on this is Alex Len. He's dog shit in real life, but in this game, he's like a super good rebounder and really good rim protector. He has A+ blocks, so he's actually a really good center. And yeah, but the worst thing is probably Austin Reeves is like really bad in this game. It's low-key better to just bench him for Shake Milton. Like Shake Milton off the bench is honestly better than Austin Reeves because Austin Reeves' animations are all super slow. Like you can't even take a shot off the dribble because he has a really slow animation with that. And his attributes aren't even good, and he has no animations. But yeah, Luke is just an absolute superstar, and LeBron's really good as well. And there's a good amount of shooting. Um, Actually, I'll put this in S. Actually, they're really good. They're close though. They're like low S, high A. Now I got the Bulls. The Bulls are D tier because they have like really bad depth. Um, Josh Giddey's okay in this game, but he's not even like that good. He's not very good at finishing. And Vucevic is really good in this game, but it's not really enough, and they're just pretty bad. Uh, yeah, they're just pretty dog shit. And now we got the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are S+ because they just got a shitload of depth. Like at the guards you got you like you got Anthony Edwards, you got Nikhil Alexander Walker, you got Dante DiVincenzo, you got Mike Conley. And then they also got like Joe Ingles, who's a good passer and a good shooter. Oh, and they got underrated player is Jalen Clark. He's good. He has like an A 3-pointer. Yeah, it's really he has a fast release. And then Julius Randle is just super good in this game. And then Jaden McDaniels is like a really good just point of attack defender. You can just put him on the other team's best player if they're a guard or a wing. And then Rudy Gobert is really good in this game. Obviously, he can't shoot at all, but you gotta like hide him on offense. But like, um, yeah, he's really good. He's pretty good playmaker. And obviously, just a great defender. But then you also got Nas Reed if you need shooting, or you could put Julius Randle at center. Like this team just has like a bunch of options, and then Anthony Edwards is just a superstar in this game. So yeah, they're definitely S plus. Got a shitload of lineup options and a superstar, really good defense. So yeah, and then the Trailblazers are um Trailblazers are A. So that may be kind of surprising, but seems actually really good in this game. So I like to put Denny at point for the size, and then put Simons at shooting guard. And dude, Simons is like a top 5 shooter in this game. He just greens everything. He can shoot off the dribble. He can shoot, catch and shoot. And he's just extremely fast jumper. He has range. He's like top 5 shooter, top 10 shooter minimum. And then he can like slash and stuff as well. And then you can put Tumani at power forward, not power forward, small forward. But it's low-key better to just start Matisse Thybulle because he's better on defense and probably a better shooter. Yeah, and Tumani has like low stamina in this game for some reason. Well, it's because the devs don't care that much about the game. But yeah, you can just start Matisse Thybulle over Tumani, and then power forward. This team has 3 good centers, which means that like you can put DeAndre Ayton at power forward and then put like Klingon at center, or you could go with like Time Lord at center and put like Jeremy Grant at like power forward, or you could put Ayton at power forward and put like Jeremy Grant at small forward. Like, his team has a lot of size, and like DeAndre Ayton can bully smaller power forwards. And then Scoot Henderson off the bench is pretty good because he's super fast. He's a good slasher. But the worst part is that Shannon Sharp is pretty bad in this game. He's a slow jumper. But he's a decent slasher, but not as good as like Denny or Scoot. So this is a sneaky A tier team. The Nuggets are S tier because mostly from Jokic, obviously, who's like incredible passer and really good scorer. He can slash it from deep. He has really good like mid-range shots, and yeah. But Jamal Murray is pretty good. Second best player is probably MPJ because he can just shoot over players. And he has a really fast jump shot. And then Aaron Gordon doesn't really miss. He has like a slow jumper, but it's like super easy to green with. And then yeah, you can like throw loss to him and stuff. And Christian Brown's also a super good shooter. then they got Peyton Watson off the bench he has like really good like block tendencies, I think. So he just gets a lot of blocks. And he's a really good defensive option if the other team has like a good superstar like on the wing or anything like that, or a guard. And then they got Vlado Kankar off the bench, and he's a super good shooter, but he's really slow and a bad defender. But he's good. He's playable though. Yeah. And then you got Russ off the bench. He's good. He can make the shot if he's open, and he can slash pretty well. And DeAndre Jordan's decent, but not that good. Yeah, so they're S. But I bet the 2K26 counterpart would be S plus because they got more depth. Like if his team had like Jonas Valanciunas at center instead of DeAndre Jordan for backup center, then they'd definitely be S plus. But I think I'll just keep them at A. Then we got the Thunder. So Thunder are the best team in the game because they got so much depth. They got Shea, who is obviously like superstar, 98 overall, and he can just slash, gets the animation every time, and also a really good jump shot. And then Lou Dort, super good shooter, lockdown defender. Like this team isn't even fair. And then they got J-Dub, who was really good, just good do-it-all player. And then Shet, obviously, just lockdown defender, great shooter. And then Isaiah Hartenstein, who's a good center. But then you can put Shet at center, and then put like Kenrich Williams at power forward, and he's a really good shooter. Or you could put like the other Jalen Williams at like center or power forward with like Shet, and then yeah. But you could put Caruso at power forward or small forward. And then you could put I like to put Isaiah Joe at small forward. And then you could put like Cason Wallace at shooting guard. And you can put AJ Mitchell at point guard, and he'll splash some threes for backup. And yeah, this team is just it's like a 11 deep, 12 deep roster of playable guys. So you can keep the stamina really high. And they got like two super good offensive options and hella shooters. It's definitely S plus, best team in the game. I think the Grizzlies. I like playing with the Grizzlies. I'd say they are A tier because I like Jaw's jump shot in this game. He only has like a B or like a B minus, but I usually green it. And then Desmond Bane's super good shooter. And then what's his name? I like to put sometimes I put Scottie Pippen Jr. at small forward if they don't have like a really good wing. But if I need the size, I'll put Jalen Wells at small forward. But yeah, then got Triple J at power forward, Edie at center. But then you'll have to sub Edie out pretty soon. So you can put like Jay Huff at center or power forward. And you can put Triple J at small forward and get like a super big lineup and get Brandon Clark at center. He's like really good mobile big as well as Jaren Jackson. And then most disappointing player is probably Santi Aldama. He's like an 81 overall, but he just isn't good. But he's still playable. But then they got probably a top 5 shooter, and Luke Kennard. And he can just you can just sub him into the game. He'll splash like 4 threes, and then you can just sub him out, and then they already rage quit. So I got a lot of shooters, a lot of big players. You can put Marvin Bagley in at like small forward and just get a size advantage. Like they got hella bigs, good offense, good shooters. Uh, really deep rotation. They got like a 13-man rotation. Like you can even play like Vince Williams. And then we got Mavericks. I used to not like this team, but they actually kind of grew on me. Um, I would say A tier. If you asked me this like a few months ago, I'd probably say like C tier or like B tier. But I'd say A tier because uh, my biggest problem with this team was that I would keep PJ Washington at small forward, but he's just not good. Like he's more of a bench player. He's more of like a 6 minute per game player. Because what you want to do is you want to run Kyrie at point guard, and then um, Clay at shooting guard. But then you want to put well actually you put Dante Exum at shooting guard, Clay at small forward. And this you get way better shooting and better defense. And then you put AD. If you want to go big, you put AD at power forward, and then put like Gafford and Lively at center. But you can also go small if you want more shooting. But I usually don't do that. And then you can put off the bench. There's Brandon Williams, and he has a super good jump shot. He splashes threes. If you do pick and rolls, he has like an A mid range, so you can just take that running mid range every time. It's green probably 90% of the time if it's a good screen. And it seems actually pretty good. I'd say A tier. And then the Spurs. Um, I think Spurs are they're either A or S. Uh, I'd say S because I mean Wemby's the guy where you don't sub out Wemby purely because what he does on defense, you don't really need energy for that. So he just gets like so many blocks, so many stops on defense. And you can put Sandro at power forward and get some good shooting. And then you can put like Harrison Barnes at small forward or power forward. Depends on how big their lineup is. And then Stefan Castle's like not that good in this game. He doesn't really have good animations, not a very good shooter. But I mean De'Aaron Fox just blows by everybody. He just gets wide open layups all the time. And which leads to like lobs to Wemby and stuff. And then Devin Vassell's super good in this game. Really good shooter. Knocks down mid ranges, knocks down threes. And then Chris Paul. I really like Chris Paul in this game. He has a lot. I like taking mid ranges with him. I tend to take a lot of mid ranges depending on the team I have. And this team is really good for mid ranges. So Wemby sets decent screens, and you just get hella open mid ranges. And then they got like Charles Bassey as at backup center, and he's surprisingly good. You can put like Charles Bassey at center, put Wemby at power forward, and just like cheese. It's the other S tier, mostly because of Wemby just being extremely good on defense. And then we got the Suns. Suns are B tier because, they got, like, obviously they have KD and Booker. And, like, Booker has a really good, like, running shot. It's, like, a really weird animation, but it's good. It creates a lot of distance. And KD is obviously just a walking bucket. He greens everything. He shoots over guys. And then the one thing you gotta do is you gotta put Bol at center instead of Nick Richards. Bol's way better on offense, way better on defense. But he's like the 15th man. So I noticed that most players don't even like know he's there. And then they just run Nick Richards and Miles Plumlee, and they never play Bol, which is weird because he's easily the best like center on that team. And that's the worst thing is that their centers aren't very good. Except Bol is good, but he gets tired pretty fast. But then you can go small. You can put KD at center and put Royce O'Neal at power forward. Royce O'Neal is a super good shooter. Has like an A. And then Grayson Allen, A plus, really good shooter. Doesn't miss. And then they got Bradley Beal's really good too. But yeah, this team doesn't have a lot of size. That's the biggest problem. And I don't like using Ryan Dunn. Well, I guess I use him for defense, but I'd rather just run Royce O'Neal. And then on the bench they have two secretly good backup point guards with I don't know how to say his first name, but it's like Vasily Micic or something. He's a really good passer. And then they got Monte Morris, who has a really good jump shot and good at mid-ranges and stuff. So yeah, they're decent, but their biggest problem is the lack of size. And then, and they have Tyus Jones. He's decent. Now I got the Clippers. Clippers are I think Clippers are either S or S plus. Okay, to me the Clippers are S plus because they got Harden, who's really good at slashing, and then they got what I like to do is it depends on the matchup. Sometimes I put Norman Powell at shooting guard, and then put like either Kawhi or Derek Jones Jr. at small forward or power forward. And then I like to start the game with Ben Simmons at center, and he'll run through his stamina pretty quick, and then you put in 88 overall Zubac for like a traditional center. But like that lineup's just super good at scoring, super athletic, super fast, and I mean Kawhi obviously doesn't miss. Derrick Jones Jr. really nice jump shot. He doesn't really miss. And then Harden just like playmaking everything, giving everyone that dimer boost, and like Norman Powell, just super good shooter, doesn't miss. He makes you can go off the dribble threes with him. But if you need to, you got Chris Dunn. If you have they have like a really good like scorer. But you can also just put Derrick Jones Jr. on that, and then or Kawhi. But yeah, this team has hella options, and then they got I used to not like him very much, but I came around recently to him with Bojan Bogdanovic. He's actually he has like an A mid range, and that's a really good offensive option if you like sitting some guys. And if you want to get adventurous, you can even put Patty Mills in, and he's not even that bad. Um, so yeah, this team just has hella options. They got hella shooters. It's really fun to play with them as well. Um, I mean, Ben Simmons, like you can just sub him in for a few minutes. He'll go like 6 for 6 and get hella layups and dunks. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I mean, they do have Drew Eubanks, who's okay. He has like a B plus mid range, but he's not very good. It's better just you can. It's really good to just put like Kawhi at center. Um, yeah, okay, that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting a player, but yeah, I think they're S plus because their versatility and their shooting. And then we got the Warriors. Warriors are, to me, I think they are. I'd say they're. I'm thinking either A or S. Good to me, they're S because I just have all their animations down. Because like, I really like running. I really like Draymond at center because I like versatile centers because I usually just like off ball with the center and like roam, and like Draymond's obviously just like the goat at doing that. But his jump shot is super good. Like he'll just go like 3 or 3 from three in the first quarter, and then like yeah, it's super good jump shot. And then he randomly has an A minus mid range, which his mid range animation isn't that good, but like you can just screen it because people think he's a bad mid range shooter, which he is in real life, but in the game he's good for some reason. Better than many players. Better than Chris Paul. Better than CJ McCollum. It's completely ludicrous, but it's completely retarded. But yeah. And then Pods, really good jumper. And then Buddy Hield off the bench can just shoot the lights out. And then I like to put Gary Payne the second at small forward usually. And then, but they also got Moses Moody for backup small forward. And then power forward, you got Jimmy, which he doesn't score that much usually, but he's just a super good versatile option. But he can also randomly pop off for like 30. Like he'll get like 30, 10, and 7. But yeah, a lot of times he'll just have like 5, 6, and 6. But it's a good option. And then backup power forward, it's usually Kuminga. He's not that good, but he's a okay option for a backup. And then backup center is I like to put Kevin Looney, and he can fulfill that Draymond role because Draymond has low stamina in this game. Usually, like you'll have to sub him out first. And what I like to sub players out like quickly to keep the stamina high. So like once someone gets to around the 80%, like I sub them out, and I make a lot of subs. But yeah, but the most annoying thing is that you can't put Quentin Post at power forward without either going in the pause menu and doing the substitutions or doing a timeout. Like you can't put him in on the quick menu because they just got too many players, which is annoying. Because in the menu that there's a thing where you click R2 and it's supposed to go to like a second page of players, but it doesn't work for some reason. So That's pretty annoying because I'd rather have Quinn post at power forward than Kuminga, but it's usually just run Kuminga because it's tedious. And now we got, oh yeah, and Steph has like really good like side to side animations. Like he has like two moves where he just creates space every time in the mid range. So you can just get hella mid ranges like that. And he also just makes like moving threes like he has super nice animations. And he's a really good slasher. And now we got the Pistons. Um, Pistons used to be awful in this game. Well, not in this game, but like last 2K. Because like Cade Cunningham's animations were god awful. Like super slow jump shot, couldn't dribble well. But now Cade's actually really good. And the guy like Jaden Ivey's really good, and Sar Thompson's okay, and Duran's okay. But Isaiah Stewart's really good for a backup. And then what else? Dennis Schroeder's okay, but this team does rely pretty heavily on Cade. But they do have like some good like Jaden Ivey's a good secondary scoring option because he has really good mid ranges. And I try to put Malik Beasley at small forward if their other team isn't very good on offense for a wing. But I usually have to like put like Tobias Harris or someone else. But I like Malik Beasley is a sniper. But this team's like B. It's like middle of the pack kind of. It's pretty good though. Like, but the worst thing is that Tobias Harris isn't very good. But he can low key go off sometimes. Now we got the Kings. Kings are. I'd say Kings are C tier. And I'll say this. If we're doing offense only, they are S tier. But their defense is like F tier. So I'll just put them I think I'll put them at C. But I love this team's offense, but their defense is just super shitty. They don't have a lot of size. Like they got like Jay Crowder off the bench and like Jake LaRavia. No, do they have Jake LaRavia? I think yeah, they do. Yeah, no, they don't. Never mind. They got someone. They got not Jake LaRavia. They got Doug McDermott. He's a good shooter. Like this team's offense is super good. It's like Keon Ellis is an absolute sniper, top 10 shooter in the game probably. Uh, and then Zach LaVine, probably another top 10 shooter in the game. And then he's a good slasher too. And then DeMar DeRozan's really good. Uh, and Keegan Murray doesn't really miss. And I like Demontis Sabonis' jumper a lot too. And he also gets a lot of like offensive boards. And he's a good passer. And Jonas Valanciunas off the bench is good too. But yeah, I think their offense is incredible, but the defense is pretty shitty. I'll put them at C. And then Cavs are definitely S plus. Yes, they got so many options. So they got their obvious like starting lineup, but you got to sub out Max Strus for DeAndre Hunter. And then when Jared Allen gets tired first, so I like to sub in Isaac Okoro at small forward because he's better than Max Strus. So they got so once you sub out Jared Allen, because you want to sub out Jarrett because their backup besides him is Tristan Thompson. He's not very good, but he's not even that bad either. But you want to sub out Jared Allen once his stamina gets a little bit low, like around like 85, because you want to have either Evan Mobley or Jared Allen out on the floor at once. So you got Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, Hunter, and then Mobley. But then once other guys get tired, you can put. I mean, off the bench. Then you got like Ty Jerome. He's super good in this game. Like he's one of those guys where it's just like every possession with him, he just scores or like does a good pass. And he got an open shot. And then Sam Merrill off the bench, top 10 shooter in the game. He just splashes everything. And then Max Strus, he's not that good, but he has like A minus mid range, so that's good enough. And then what else? The worst thing is like Dean. Like sometimes you have to put in like Dean Wade for like 3 minutes, but it's not even that bad. And then yeah, but yeah, this team's definitely S plus because like Ty Jerome's just incredible, and Garland has a lot of really good animations, but he can definitely get taken advantage of on defense. You kind of have to like hide him. Oh yeah, and then I mean obviously Donovan Mitchell's incredible, but Jared Allen is a good shooter in this game. I like his jumper a lot, and Evan Mobley's also a good shooter. But yeah, this team has hella options, hella depth, so I think they're S plus. And then Celtics definitely S plus. Uh, I mean, this was last year. This is when they had Drew. This is when they had White. This is when they had Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis. So the biggest thing there is that obviously all of them are really good shooters. And Derek White, especially, like his jumper's so fast that like he'll just splash like three threes in a quarter. And like Tatum, he's a really good like on ball creator. And then Pritchard off the bench, super good. Um, there's kind of a there's a little bit of a hole at shooting guard, but then you can put like Sam Hauser at small forward. He might be the best shooter in the game, honestly. He doesn't miss at all. He's probably the best shooter in the game, better than Steph. And then what else? You could put usually put Horford at center, but if you have to, you could put him at power forward and then put Cornette at center. Oh, and then Torrey Craig is actually good. He has like an A minus mid range. No, not mid range. A minus 3, and good defender, and he's like 6'6". So he's surprisingly good. So they're like a 10 deep roster and a super good starting lineup. Really good defense, really good options. They're not quite as good as the OKC Thunder, but they're probably the second best team in the game. And then Sixers are Sixers are B tier because Maxi could be better. His animations aren't quite elite, which is weird. I feel like he should definitely have elite animations, just like the way he moves in real life. He's super like fast. In the game, his animations aren't that good, and he's like 6'2". And then Quentin Grimes has super slow jump shot. Paul George is very good in this game though. Really nice jump shot. He's like nice dribble animations and nice mid range. And then at power forward, I don't even play Kelly Oubre. He's just not good. I usually put either Yabusele at power forward, but what I usually do is just put Joel Embiid at power forward and then put Adam Bona at center or Andre Drummond, and that's just like hella rebounds. And obviously Embiid can just bully at power forward. And Embiid's super good in this game. He's like he'll get like 35, 13, and 6. Um, and then what's his name? Jared McCain's pretty good off the bench. He's another one of those guys where it's like Ty Jerome. He usually just finds a way to score. And then Eric Gordon's decent off the bench. Pretty good shooter, but that's it. And oh yeah, Kyle Lowry's really good backup point guard. Really nice. I like his animations a lot. And, like he has a really nice jumps, like really fast jumper. And yeah, so they got like 3 good centers, but no good power forwards. And then well, I guess maybe Yabusele's okay. And then you can put Paul George at power forward if you really have to, but like if you put like Kyle Lowry at small forward or something. Not small forward, shooting guard. Yeah, but biggest disappointment is uh, Quentin Grimes. It's really slow jump shot and bad animations, despite being an 85 overall. Now I got the Hornets. Hornets are D tier. They aren't that bad, but I mean, like LaMelo Ball's okay. He has an okay jump shot if you get used to it. Um, but a lot of his passing animations are like super slow. They're like exaggerated, which can definitely sell sometimes. Um, but you can like spam like flashy passes with him, and it has like a really good green window. But the one really good player is Trey Mann. He has like a minus 3 pointer and like a minus mid range, but like nice animations. You can just do pick and rolls and pop mid ranges like all day with him. He's really good off the bench, and then or you could just start him. And they got Yusuf Nurkic off the bench, which I like to start him at power forward a lot over Miles Bridges because I don't really like him. And then what's his face? Oh yeah, I like to put Josh Okogie at small forward because he's a good 3-point shooter and good defender. And then Brandon Miller at shooting guard. He's not that good. His jump shot's kind of whack, and he has like a B minus mid range, B minus 3-pointer, and he's not that good. But he's tall. He's tall for his position, but he's not that good. And then I mean, but yeah, Yusuf Nurkic is like super good in this game. Really nice jumper. Really good screen setter. You can just get Trey Mann up top and then call for a screen with Nurkic and just splash mid ranges because the defender usually just gets caught on Nurkic. He's like probably one of the best screeners in the league. And then you got Seth Curry on the bench if you need some shooting, but he has like an A minus 3, so it's not even like that good, and his jump shot's kind of slow. Now we got the Wizards. Wizards are Uh, Wait, I'm trying to think. Hey, I'm trying to think if is CJ McCollum on the Pelicans or on the Wizards? No, he's on the Pelicans. Okay. Well, no, he's in the He's on the Wizards in real life. For some reason, I just thought he was on. I just thought he was on Wizards for some reason in 2K. This 2K. Pelicans are like not Pelicans. Wizards. I'd say they're D tier, but they're probably they might be the best team here. Actually, no, they're not even better than the Hornets. But Jordan Poole's pretty good in this game, and then I think their best player is Chris Middleton. He's low key like really good in this game. Really nice animations. He splashes mid ranges. And then I like to put Bilal Koulibaly at power forward. He's athletic and he can make open threes. And he's a decent slasher. Um, Alex Sarr can make threes. He's okay, I guess. Keyshawn George is bad in this game, though. Well, Keyshawn George, actually. He's bad in this game. Really bad animations. And then they got like Justin Champagny. He's pretty bad. Who else? I don't know. We'll just move on. Wizards aren't very good, except for Chris Middleton. And Jordan Poole is pretty good in this game. But yeah, Chris Middleton's definitely the best player there. Now I got the Magic. I like the Magic. I'd say they're. I'm thinking either B or A. I'd say A. Yeah, I'd say A for one reason, and that reason is that Contavious Caldwell Pope is honestly like an offensive superstar in this game. He has an A plus mid range, super nice animations everywhere, and he has like a A 3-pointer, A plus mid range. He's like an absolute sniper in this game. Like you can just run screens and just take mid range. Like he's the leading scorer like every game. Like he's better than France. He's better than Paulo. Like he gets like 20, 25 to 30 on really good efficiency like every game. And then at center, Goga Batatse is good. This team has a lot of good centers. Like you can put Wagner at power forward or center if you want to go big. And then Wendell Carter's okay. He's not that good. But you can also put like Jonathan Isaac at center if you want, or a lot of times power forward though. But you can't. He's pretty bad. He's like he can't really shoot. But then Jalen Suggs is really good. He has nice animations. And he's a good defender. And then Franz Wagner, he's pretty good. Mostly good at slashing. Not the best shooter, but he can definitely make it if he's open. And then Paulo is a good mid-range shooter and a good slasher and a decent three-point shooter. And then off the bench, they have Corey Joseph, who's surprisingly good. He has an A- three-pointer. And then, oh yeah, and then Anthony Black is also on the bench. And he's not one of those guys where like Ty Jerome and Jared McCain, where it seems like they just score every time, despite not being like the best. Although Ty Jerome has a super nice floater. Um, yeah, but Anthony Black's super good slasher. He's like 6'8". He's like yeah, he's like a Yeah, he's like a super tall point guard. And then uh, yeah, Corey Joseph, really good. Um, yeah, his team has some surprising players. And then yeah, Caldwell Pope is just a superstar in this game. So that's why they're A. Now I got the Heat. Man, this pizza has me like short of breath. It's weird. Now we got the Heat. Uh, they're okay. They are C tier. They're not the best, but like they got some good players. Tyler Hero's okay in this game. He's not that good though. Well, he's kind of good, but yeah. But then they got like Davion Mitchell's good, good defender, good shooter, but he's short. And then Wiggins is good, a good 3-and-D player. And then Adebayo is the best player. He has like a he has a really good mid range. I think he used to have a 97 mid range, but I think they lowered it because there's obviously no way he should have a 97. But he still has like a really good mid range rating, and he can actually splash threes. I've always liked his jump shot a lot. And then Khalil Ware is pretty good. Yeah, his animations aren't the best, but yeah, he's decent. And then they got some bench guys who aren't very good. Like Kyle Anderson's pretty bad. Nikola Jovic is pretty bad. But Kevin Love's really good. He has a nice jump shot, but he's a really bad defender. And maybe run him at like small forward, no, small power forward, and put like Adebayo at center. Um, but um, Duncan Robinson's just a sniper. He only has an A minus mid range, not A minus 3-pointer. But like his jumper's super fast and smooth that it's just really easy to green that. And then Alec Burks he's a good like 3-and-D player. He has like an A 3-pointer and like a B plus perimeter defense. Um, Bean just opened the door. But yeah, they're pretty good, but it's the offense can get pretty shaky at times. And then we got the Hawks. The Hawks are A tier. No, not A tier, S tier because like they got hella depth. So they got Trey Young, who's like really good in this game. I like his jumper a lot. He's fast, and they got Dyson Daniels, who's like a decent shooter and lockdown defender. Like if Dyson Daniels is on you, you might as well you can't really score with that guy. You gotta just pass it. So if you put him on their best player on the perimeter, then it's clamps. And then I like to put Georges Niang at starting small forward because I really like his jumper. But you can also just keep Richesay there if you want more defense. And he's a really good 3-and-D player. He's like 6'8". And then uh, power forward, Jalen Johnson. He's really good. Pretty good, decent animations. Not the best, but he's a good slasher and good shooter. I like his jumper a lot. And then Aneka Okongwu, good shooter, good rim defender. And then backup center is like Clint. Is it Clint Capella? Yeah, it is. Uh, and then he's good. But what I like to do is put Larry Nance at power forward. But it's another one of those Quentin Post situations where you gotta like call timeout or like go in that menu and like do it because he doesn't let you just put him in because he's a center. And they got too many like power forwards. But yeah, put him at power forward for more size. because he's like 6'9", and then you get like good size with that. Like the team has hella size, and which is good around Trey. And they got who else? They have they got someone on the bench. Who is it? It's, uh, no, I was trying to think of like a good of who their backup point guard is, but I don't think they have one. I think I just put I think I usually put Karis LeVert at backup point guard. Uh, yeah, I think that's. I think I'm forgetting like one more like decent player. Oh yeah, it's Vit Kredvli or whatever the fuck his name is. Like Vit Krejvik or whatever. He has an A 3-pointer and he's like 6'9", and yeah, he's good. So yeah, they're A tier. They have a lot of versatility, a lot of size, a lot of shooting. Um, and then the final team is the Pacers. They're easy A tier. No, not A tier, S tier. Because uh, I'll say this, they would probably be S plus if like Andrew Nemhard was a better shooter, but he has like a B minus 3-pointer, which you can still I still usually make it, but like if that was like an A instead of a B minus, they'd probably be at S plus. Because they got Tyrese Halliburton, Nemhart, and then what's his name? Aaron Nesmith, super good shooter. But the thing is, you gotta just spam like flashy passes and like get dimer boosts with Halliburton. It's really and just splash a bunch of threes. Like this is like a high volume like 3-point team. Usually when I play with them. And then power forward is like Siakam and then Turner at center. But you can also put like Siakam at center if you need to. But it's better instead of like Thomas Bryant or like whoever else they got. It's better to put Jarris Walker at backup center because he's a good shooter in this game. But yeah, you could just put Siakam there. But yeah, they got a really nice bench. They got uh, T.J. McConnell. He's not the best, but like he can make mid ranges if you lock in. Bean. And then they have they don't really have a backup shooting guard, but I usually just put what's his name? I put Benedict Mathurin there, and then just like keep someone in the game. What else? I know I'm forgetting someone, but whatever. And then Halliburton's like good shooter. I like his jumper in this game. It's pretty fast, surprisingly, because in real life it's super slow. And then just they got shooters who don't miss like Siakam and Nesmith. But yeah, if like because Nemhard is like a super fast jumper, but it's like a B minus, so it's not that good. But if that was like a A, it'd probably be S plus. But his lack of 3-point, like I mean, I still usually make it, but like if it was just like super, if he was like a sniper, it'd probably be S plus. Because they got a lot of depth, a lot of versatility, and a lot of shooting. So yeah, that's the tier list. It took a lot longer than I expected, but whatever. So yeah, I feel good about this. Um, yeah. Uh, that's it for today's video, guys.